Today's brief video, I want to share with you guys one thing that's guaranteed to happen after you first quit smoking weed. It's something that personally happened to me after I quit, and it's something that I've heard thousands of clients that we've worked with over the years report happening after they first quit smoking weed. Now, if you wind up enjoying the content in today's video, be sure to check out the pinned comment or the video description to download a free 7-step guide on how to quit smoking weed today, or to learn more about our paid one-on-one addiction mindset recovery coaching programs. One thing that's guaranteed to happen, I promise this is going to happen when you first quit, is you're going to run into a challenging situation, or you're going to have what I call a bad day. Something is going to come up, I'm going to say somewhere in the first 30 days of quitting, that was unexpected and that challenges you. It might be something that challenges you physically, it might be bad news, it might be something that challenges you psychologically. This is a guarantee. And all too often what happens is someone gets, excited and motivated to quit weed. They're starting this new chapter of their life that involves sobriety and recovery. And they're 2 weeks in, they just got through a bulk of the physical withdrawal symptoms, and they stubbed their toe really, really bad. Or they're in the gym working out because working out was part of their recovery plan, and they injure their back really bad, and now they can't work out for a week. Or God forbid, it's something even worse. The loss of a loved one, a car accident, the loss of a job, something more serious. Now, these things aren't happening because you quit smoking weed. These things are happening because this is such when we are alive. Good things happen and bad things happen. And if you take a week or a month's time, let's say 30 days worth of time, it's almost guaranteed that something good and something bad is going to happen to you in those 30-day time spans. And it's so important that you're prepared for something happening, for that bad news, that challenging situation, because this is often the thing that results in relapse when it comes to addiction recovery or weed relapse or trying to stay sober. The purpose of this video is to prepare you so you can start to use what they refer to as front sight focus, so you can start to plan on what are you going to do when, not if, but when this challenging situation arises. What coping tools are you going to reach for? Who are you going to talk to? What people are in your community that can support you? What resources do you have? What people do you have? What groups do you have? What skills do you have that you can lean on to get through the challenging situation when it presents itself? Not if, but when it presents itself, because I promise it's going to happen. How you handle this situation is so important, because if life was just smooth and everything was pleasant all the time, I would argue that quitting substances would actually be pretty simple. Given that most people abuse a substance or get addicted to a drug because for a lot of us it was to cope with some source of stress or traumatic thing or whatever it is, right? Or if it didn't start that way, it certainly turned into that after years of addiction, right? It becomes a coping mechanism. How you handle this is what's going to define your kind of recovery and sobriety process and the success that it's going to have going forward. It's easy to quit a drug when things are going well, right? Like, it's easy to work out in the morning when you wake up feeling good and you've had a good night's rest and you ate really clean the day before. It's easy to wake up and go to the gym, for the most part. But if you didn't get a good night's sleep and you had a really bad day and you were up late and your kid's crying all night long, it's a lot harder to wake up that next day and commit and still make it to the gym. But that's where it counts. That's where the changes are made. That's where real change happens when we're facing a challenge. Getting sober, quitting smoking weed is actually no different. If my life was all peaches and roses, I probably would have quit years ago, right? And this is the example too. Let's take someone quitting when they go on vacation, right? They're like, I don't understand. I was on a cruise and I didn't smoke weed for 2 weeks and it was so easy. And now I'm back home trying to quit smoking weed and it's so hard. Why is that? Why did that happen? Well, when you were on a cruise, you had waiting staff, you had all of your meals taken care of. You were active all day long, doing really fun activities. You were going on excursions. You were sleeping whenever you wanted to. You were going out whenever you wanted to, right? It was fun. You were exploring something new. But then you come back home, and here it is, we're in reality. There's the stress of the job, the stress of the family, the stress of maybe you're dealing with a health condition or a troubled relationship. And now we have to deal with all these stressors. Learning to deal with these things without the drug, that is the point of quitting a drug. That is the point of getting sober. And that's why this is so important. When we do our group programs, when I launch groups where we're doing like a month-long quitting weed journey with a bunch of people, in the second week, I always ask, my first question is, okay guys, what went wrong this week? What went bad? It's not that I want to highlight the negatives, but it's that I want to show everyone in the group that, hey, look at this. It wasn't just you who ran into a bad situation. It wasn't just you who ran into a challenge. It was everyone that's doing this, month-long sobriety thing or whatever class I'm hosting at the given time. And everyone's going to have a story. Someone's going to say, oh my God, I got into such a big fight with my wife because of my irritability. Oh my God, my daughter, God forbid, she was in a fender bender just the other day and our car insurance deductible's so high and now we have this financial stress of paying it. And then you'll have someone to say, oh my God, I woke up and I put on my shoe and I rolled my ankle out because I tripped on my shoelace going to work this morning. Sucks to be me, 3 days sober. How you manage those things is going to define how you handle your addiction recovery process. So please, if you're watching this video, start to brainstorm, start to think ahead. What are you going to do next time a challenge pops up? How are you going to cope to it? Who are you going to speak to? Are there people you can lean on to help you through that challenging time? Because I don't want you to be thrown off guard, because if you expect it coming, then you can come up with a plan, you can prepare, and then you're not going to get thrown off guard when it happens like so many people do. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to learn more, or you want to have further conversations like this, be sure to check out that one-on-one addiction recovery coaching program in the pinned comment, or download any of our free PDFs, the 7-Step Guide to Quitting Weed, the 7-Step Guide to Quitting Nicotine. We got the 11 foundational pillars of addiction recovery, great PDFs. And if you don't feel like doing that or a one-on-one call, just follow me right into the next video where I talk a little bit more about topics just like this. I'll see you guys there.